I'm going to be showing you how to make a very popular Indian vegetarian dish called Malai Kofta. But before we get cracking, here are a few little housekeeping things. Don't forget to follow me on my social media channels. I'm linking them down below. Also, there's a tiny bell button to the side. If you click that, you will get a notification every single time I post a video, which I think is super cool. Anyhow, let's get cracking with the recipe. To make the kofta, I have some mashed potatoes. These are just everyday potatoes that I boiled whole and then just mashed them, and nothing else has been added to them. Now, to add a little bit of richness, I'm gonna take some paneer. So paneer is that famous Indian cheese. It doesn't have a lot of flavor. It's kind of springy in texture, but it's gonna add a lot of richness. And I'm just gonna go grate it up, and we're gonna add that to the potatoes as well. So you want to use the fine side of your box grater because you really want them to mix in with the potatoes really well. Alright, ooh, there's a lot. So that's the grated paneer that goes in as well. Yum. And then we're gonna add a whole bunch of different spices. So I have a little bit of salt, some garam masala, some red chili powder, coriander powder, and this is cornstarch. And the cornstarch is gonna help bind the fritters and make them crispy when we fry them up. So the whole lot goes in there. And this is when you wanna go in with your hands and mush everything up. It's already smelling really, really good. And then it's just a matter of taking a little bit of this mixture and rolling them into like ping pong size balls. So that looks pretty good, nice and smooth, and you just want to keep doing that for the rest of the mixture. Keep going. So I have some oil that's been heating up. It's on like medium-high heat and it's nice and warm. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna gently drop in my kofta. And you wanna cook this until it's slightly golden brown on all sides and crispy. And remember, this is not gonna take long because all of the ingredients in the kofta, the potatoes, the paneer, they're already cooked. So you just wanna get a nice crisp on them. Okay, so look at these kofta. They're nice and crispy and golden, and to tell you the truth, you could probably just eat these on their own right now. They'll be super delicious, but we've got a curry to make, people, so let's get on it. So now I'm gonna make the base for the sauce, and I'm starting off with some white onion, a little hunk of ginger like this, and 3 cloves of garlic, and we're gonna whiz this up until it's super smooth. I'm gonna start off by melting some ghee. Ghee is clarified butter. I have a recipe for it on my channel. It seems like a lot, but hey, it's a rich dish, so go for it. And to the ghee, I'm gonna add some spices. So I have some cinnamon here, so 3 cloves. This is black cardamom. It's a smokier version of green cardamom. Some regular green cardamom as well, and a bay leaf. And you wanna cook these off until the cloves and cardamom puff up. My spices have started to puff, so in goes my onion and ginger garlic mixture, and you want to get every last bit in there. And you want to cook this on medium heat until it's super fragrant. My onion mixture is nice and golden. It's almost as if it's melted into the ghee, and it's super, super fragrant. At this point, I'm going to add some pureed tomatoes. So these are just tomatoes, everyday fresh tomatoes that I pureed up until they were nice and smooth. And now we're gonna increase the heat just a touch, and we're gonna add some spices. So, look at my spices. So I have some red chili powder, a little bit of cumin. This is coriander, which has a beautiful lemony, citrusy fragrance to it. My homemade garam masala, I have a recipe for this on my channel, so go check it out. And a little bit of salt to taste. So that goes in the mix. And the key here is you want to keep cooking this until you cook these tomatoes out. So this is a process that will take about 10 to 12 minutes, and you just want to cook it out until the tomatoes reduce down and the ghee starts to separate from the tomatoes. So check this out, it's been about 12 minutes and my tomatoes have reduced down considerably. They're dancing around the pan. You've heard me use that term before. And the oil, the ghee, has started to separate from the tomatoes and has started to caramelize them, which is exactly what you want. At this point, I'm gonna add a little bit of water, and this is just to thin out the gravy. And you might be thinking, hey, we started off with so much liquid to begin with, why are you adding water now? Well, we had to cook out the rawness of the tomatoes, okay? And that's why we let it reduce down, caramelize, and then add liquid to thin it out. So we're gonna let this come up to the simmer. And while it's beginning to bubble away, we're gonna add the malai for the Malai Kofta. So we had malai in the form of a little bit of the paneer in the kofta itself, and now we're adding cream to the mix. And we're gonna let that bubble away and get nice and thick. And I'm gonna add a really important spice at the very end. This is kasuri methi, also known as fenugreek leaves. We use this in butter chicken as well, and it's just gonna add this awesome flavor to the Malai Kofta. So let's cook this up until it gets nice and bubbly and thick. So we have this beautiful blush tomato cream sauce. It's thickened really beautifully. And at this point, I'm gonna add my kofta back into the mix, turn off the heat. And this is the fun part. This is when you wanna really get in there and coat your kofta in the curry. And as it sits, because it is so super piping hot right now, this mixture will thicken and will coat it even more. And it's just that addition of cream that puts it over the top. Yum. And get all up in it, nice and coated. And guess what, you guys? It's time to eat. So that's the Malai Kofta done. As a finishing touch, I wanna go in with some fresh chopped coriander, which is just gonna set off the colors and make it look super, super pretty. And then we're just gonna make it rain like that. Ever so simply. And now, I think I deserve to have a bite, right? So let's crack into one. Super tender, oh yeah. Cheesy, potatoey. Let's give this a taste. It's still so hot. I love this curry because I feel like if you have a meat lover in your life and you have a vegetarian in your life, they're both gonna love it. Those potato paneer croquettes, like they are croquettes, are so tender and fluffy and full of flavor, and then covered in that beautiful creamy rosé sauce. It's just to die for. And I love this over rice or paired with a little bit of naan or chapati. This should be your next go-to dinner idea. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to give me a big ol' thumbs up. You know how that makes me feel. If you're new to the channel, thank you so much for joining us. Please subscribe for more videos. And as always, if you have a question, concern, recommendation for me, come on, you guys know I listen. Leave it down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!